I'm making this video because today is the third anniversary of a report that I sent to Microsoft. At the time I sent that report to Microsoft, I was on the streets. I was having problems with a particular program I was using, I believe, at a public library. And the manners in which this particular program and the way I was trying to use it and engage with it kept losing data. And I wasn't sure if it had to do with the fact that I was using the program at the library or if it had to do with something Microsoft had done against me or in connection with me or accounts associated with me. This was 3 years ago. But I'm bringing this up because prior to that, I had contacted members of the Senate Intelligence Committee with my concerns I had about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, as well as the Clinton Foundation and the Zuckerberg Chan Initiative, specifically concerning their role in providing computer software for alleged healthcare purposes and how this may create problems or conflicts of interest concerning cognitive behavioral therapy models, including ones that served veterans. At the time, there was an RFP pending at a place that alleged to be providing psychiatric treatment that I am actually concerned is a area for recruiting terrorist activity. And I heard nothing back from the Senate Intelligence Committee. And when I contacted Microsoft sometime later, I heard nothing back from them. This last year, I purchased my own Microsoft 365 package. There were numerous problems with it, starting with the fact that they refused to provide me with an official operating license for my own software. I purchased it, but when it came time to download it, somebody else stole it and took it from me, and I never got a copy. I had to wait because I have been denied any capacity to make legitimate income until this past December when there was the $600 of individual stimulus that was given out to people to repurchase software. I had to repurchase my own software package because Microsoft just refused to respond the whole time. The whole time, I had misrepresentation of what the billings were, of what the electronic accounts were, who was accessing not only my desktop, but also my email. See, I have this thing where periodically somebody gets into my Microsoft, my Outlook, and they just fuck with my email. They do one thing specifically where they let me know they expect me to do some sort of compensation to some undisclosed recipient, where they delete all of my emails except for three options. They are tampering with my evidence. My email is actually part of a proprietary tracking system connected to countering money laundering. Who has the right to back end access and break into my email and decide, well, you know what, we like these three options. She needs to provide us with these three options. No, you don't get away with that. I've contacted Microsoft more than once, specifically about my operating software license between April 13th of last year and December of this year, end of December of this year. What I did was compromised, and Microsoft knew it. I am going to put this online with an understanding that this is the third anniversary of my attempt to formally contact Microsoft in 2018. This is something that seems to be ongoing. So far as I understand, there is what? How many deals did Microsoft agree to make with, I don't know, groups like Raytheon? You see, this is the big concern I have. Raytheon is a weapons manufacturer that also is engaged in significant pension fraud. As a matter of fact, I think that Raytheon Technologies is one of the biggest problems when it comes to racketeering associated with the pension system. Is there a strategic relationship, or was there rather a kickback that Microsoft was allowed to be availed of in connection with contracts it got as part of COVID-19 relief regarding software platforms with Raytheon and other companies? I'm very concerned that that's actually what's happened. And so, while we're in a situation where there are very important national security matters that need to be attended to, that based on past fraud that was covered up and past theft of people's property, including people that otherwise would have been in important first responder roles or important national security roles, that were attempted for extortion into cooperating with ever increasing levels of illegal activity. that they have intentionally done things like hijacked our electronic accounts and are attempting to try to sell it back to us. You need to contact us back and repurchase the program and just let go of that first one. And this is what they do repeatedly. You do something, you set up a profile, you set up an account. Every single job I have tried to obtain for going on 2 years now. I go in, I set up an electronic account. Something always goes wrong with the first account. So I have to wait, usually 72 hours, and then set up a second one. And that second one, it's not the same as the first one. And the understanding is, we like this. We're keeping it. We're going to make a product out of it, and we're going to sell it to someone else. You're going to have to settle for what we do with the second one. No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. I want restitution for everything that happened between April 13th of 2020 and the end of December of 2020 when I had to repurchase my own software with my own software operating license. That includes every single email that was tampered with and allowed to be made into a commercial product for somebody else, rather than being allowed to be left alone beyond the purview of people abusing their alleged role in law enforcement or national security to spy on me and tamper with evidence.